Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. After months of fighting, M/24, with my GF, F/24, I moved back home for a bit and had a nervous breakdown from the stress, and I found out my mom, F/60, actually despises my GF and showed me some things about her that I can't unsee. Can this relationship even be salvaged? I suffer from some mental illness that causes me to have a nervous breakdown when I'm under severe stress, and I'm in therapy to handle this. My parents and girlfriend, Annie, all know about my condition. During the whole relationship, my mother treated Annie like a daughter and never said anything negative about her when we were alone. But I could tell she did not like Annie at all. I have been with Annie for about 5 years now. We've been living together for the past year, and I was preparing to pop the question at the end of this year. The last few months have not been good. I've been dealing with stress from work. We're being asked to find a new place to live within the next 6 months, and Annie lost her job due to COVID. So all of these things were already causing some friction in our relationship. As much as I love Annie, she has a nasty habit when she's pissed. Like when she's in a bad mood. If the smallest thing doesn't go her way, things compound and her temper flares and she doesn't let things go. I've tried asking her to go to therapy and she says she's fine. We've had a few arguments about a few major things, nothing to do with infidelity, over this time, 50-50 fault, and a ton of arguments about minor crap because she was still mad about the major things. After like the 14th argument over the last few months, this time about something so minor, I had enough and went home to give her some space. After a day or so I tried calling her to talk things out, and she was still mad about that minor thing and still mad about the thing before that and the thing before that. All this compounding stress and the general feeling of shame of not being able to make Annie happy caused me to have a nervous breakdown in front of my family. Also, Annie does not take criticism very well and is unwilling to change. My mother is a psychologist, so after seeing my breakdown, she had me explain what was wrong to try and help. So, I ended up explaining the real reason I came back home. After my explanation, my mom revealed how much she disliked Annie and how I could do better. She then listed out every red flag she saw with Annie since the start of the relationship, but never told me because of how happy I was. She also told me that my relationship with Annie was like her friend's marriage, which ended in a nasty divorce, and also how closely my relationship matched my best friend's relationship, which ended up with his walking out on him. I came back home on Monday and Annie seems to be more relaxed and over what made her mad. After watching her for the last 3 days, I noticed all the red flags my mom pointed out and am now terrified that marrying Annie is the wrong choice. I saw my friend's relationship disintegrate before my eyes, and I never really noticed how much my relationship with Annie matched his. Annie's out shopping while I write this, and I'm sitting on our bed rethinking this whole thing. Too long didn't read. After months of fighting on and off with my girlfriend over some serious things, nothing to do with infidelity, and over some seemingly minor things, I moved back home for a break, and the stress caused me to have a nervous breakdown in front of my parents, and I revealed the nature of our fights. My mom revealed that she never liked her and showed some red flags about her I cannot unsee, and am now rethinking our entire relationship. First things first, when you're having serious doubts like this, take marriage off the table. You can make that decision if/when things are going well in the relationship. I do think that Annie needs to change. It also sounds like you've tried to tell her that before, and she has refused to take the necessary steps like going to therapy. You can't make anyone change. They have to want to do it. And if she doesn't change, it doesn't sound like you can be happy in the relationship. That's what my mom said too. I'm going to not buy the ring anymore. Explain to her how her actions are damaging to us and give her a half a year to see if she's willing to change. If not, I'll have to walk away. Edit, I even offered to pay for her therapy too. She just refuses. It would help if you listed the red flags. But the fact that you fight without ever fixing anything, at least, it sounds that way from your description, means that the relationship has at least one serious problem. I don't consider any relationship to be much of a relationship if you don't work together as a team to resolve problems when they come up. Basically, 1, she is extremely hypocritical. Some things that she claims pisses her off, she does them too. Like I didn't feel like doing the dishes one night, she'd call me lazy. She doesn't do the dishes, she would say I was gonna do them later. 2, there are some things she refuses to change about herself, she claims that's her personality. 3, the thing about her temper. 4, she has a high standard for her partner but does not set a similar standard for herself. There are some other extremely specific ones to her that I'm not going to list. You cannot make her change. People only change when they want to. You have grown a lot in this relationship, and your awareness of what a healthy relationship and a good partner for you are different. Your mom sounds, from just this entry, to respect your choices as an adult, and want you to be well and whole. I am sorry your relationship blew up. I hope your next few weeks are okay. Honestly, man, I'd take it as a sign and leave while you can. I went through the same thing not long ago in a 5-year relationship where I fought to be with her for the last 3 years of our relationship and finally one day just decided that we couldn't make it work, and that was that. It stings, it's gonna suck because you're essentially letting go of everything you guys built together, but you can and will build a relationship and love again. Just be sure to build it with someone that you know you can be comfortable with for the long haul. To me, that just doesn't sound like this is what that is. Thanks for the advice. I think I put in a lot more work into making it work than she did. I want to see if she's willing to make changes on her end in the next little while. If not, yeah, I'll have to walk away. It's gonna suck. She was the only girlfriend to really understand mental illness but didn't understand how her actions could be damaging. Ironic. It sounds like you already asked her to change and improve. I think if she wanted to, or was willing to work on it for you, she would have done so by now. My husband, 29M, is getting bored of me, 29F. Husband and I have been together a long time, over 10 years at this point. We married 5 years ago. We have no children but have brought up trying to conceive in the next few years. We both work and are financially stable. Recently my husband has been voicing stuff that really worries me. He'll be sitting on the couch after work or on weekends, I'll be watching Netflix or on Facebook or something, and he'll be doing one of his projects. He'll ask me stuff like, what happened to all those books you used to read? You used to get so excited about reading. Or what happened to the novel you wanted to write? I'll explain to him that I don't really have the attention span for reading anymore, and that the novel writing thing was an early 20s dream and goals change. Yesterday he said, in response to this, I miss us having conversations about our interests and goals. He claims I've been like this before all the pandemic doldrums, which is true. I probably shifted my interests like 2 years ago. My husband has always had hobbies that he pours his time into. Me, not so much. We've never had the same hobbies, ever. But I guess he really used to like me talking about Chaucer and Steinbeck and stuff. Prior to the pandemic we did go on dates together and we had fun with those. I feel like he doesn't understand that people do change over time and the interests I had 10 years ago aren't going to be the same ones I have now. It seems like he's getting bored of me. Too long didn't read. My husband misses the hobbies I used to have when I was younger. I've moved on. Start going on dates again, try to be creative, cause pandemic and all, every relationship needs effort to keep going. It's okay that your interests are changing, but have you developed new interests? If yes, talk about it with him. Guess I haven't really developed new interests. Social media and reality TV and stuff, but that's not super interesting to him and that's fine. I'll talk to him and ask about new date ideas. Dinner and movie have gotten kind of old. You said your interests have shifted, but I think that is inaccurate. It seems like you've lost interest/passion in your previous hobbies and not really replaced them. The comment about attention span also indicates more so a loss of interest/passion. I wouldn't count talking to friends or watching TV as passions/hobbies. So where had that passion and energy that went into your previous hobbies gone, if not into new ones? Because that is what he may be trying to say. He misses that side of you. Now, not everyone needs or wants hobbies they are passionate about. But maybe he does and wants a partner who is the same. He misses connecting with you in conversations where you are excited or passionate. Start reading a book together out loud, learn a language together, or get a new joint hobby. Do you have any hobbies or goals? Perhaps he's concerned that you spend your free time watching Netflix and surfing social media, and that's not the healthiest use of your time. My husband and I have mostly different hobbies, but, as your husband is hinting towards, we talk to each other about the other one's hobbies and ask questions to show interest, even if it's not a hobby we'd be particularly interested in partaking ourselves. I feel like he doesn't understand that people do change over time, and the interests I had 10 years ago aren't going to be the same ones I have now. I think he would understand that. Problem seems to be that you don't have interests. Watching Netflix and cruising Facebook aren't interests. You haven't moved on, you've just lost what you used to have. My 31F husband, 31M, has been sexting on Facebook, and I keep finding more signs of infidelity. I'm 20 weeks pregnant, together over 5 years, married 14 months. We have a 4-year-old and are expecting another in February. I've never felt the need to be a hovering wife. I don't go through his phone or anything. I've always trusted him completely. The other morning, I unlocked the iPad, his Facebook was up, and I saw a message with someone from the night before. It appears this person was random, but it was so easy for him to pull out his DCK and start masturbating for them in exchange for their videos. Help, he effed up because the person he was talking to scammed him and had recorded his video, telling him they were going to send it to all of his contacts, his job, etc., unless he paid them $3,500. He blocked this person and nothing had happened. Yet, he put me and his children at risk of being publicly humiliated in our small town. Feel I had reason to start snooping, so I did. I found an email to reset his password on Kik from the end of June. He denied knowing anything about it for 2 hours, then admitted that he did request a password change. He claims he had downloaded the app for porn. I'm not privy to Kik, but I'm pretty sure he would only use this app for sexting. After searching his username online, I also found an account using his distinct username on MeetMe. He swears it's not him. I don't believe a fucking word out of his mouth. I'm disgusted and embarrassed, but unsure of what to do next. I think I'm still in shock. I look at our son and don't want him to hurt by divorcing his father. TL doctor, husband has been sexting randoms behind pregnant wife's back. Not sure what to do. As a child product of a painful divorce when I was young, please do not let the children stop you from doing what is right. Staying together for the kids is not a good idea, and though it feels so heavy, like you are throwing a whole life away, you are really showing the strength to begin the life you and your kids deserve. His behavior sounds like one he needs help for: lying, cheating, hiding. By staying out of comfort, you are showing your children that it's okay to accept bad behavior. You are willingly letting a man raise them whose morals are suspect, and you will spend your life hiding his misdeeds from them. I lived in that house. Kids pick up on everything. Do them the favor of doing the right thing. Maybe start with counseling, see if you can work together to fix this, but your husband needs to be the one doing the work, and if he doesn't, say goodbye. This happened to a friend of mine. She was 8 months pregnant when she found out her husband was cheating her. She went through 3 rounds of IVF to get pregnant second child. Divorce was the only option for her, and she is now, a few years later, engaged to a wonderful man with 2 kids of his own. They are literally made for each other. Be strong and stand up for yourself. You'll be happier in the long run. I think divorce is a lot easier the younger the kid is. My brothers and I didn't have the same issues that our older friends did. Obviously Reddit is going to tell you to leave him because that's what it does. Only you know what your whole situation is like. Can you afford to live on your own? Can you live with always wondering if he's being unfaithful? I personally couldn't be with my husband anymore if he did that, but I could also move back in with my mum easily. If you have proof of what he's done, save it, but know that some places don't look favorably on spouses looking into the other person's phone. I would get a consultation with a lawyer to see what your options are. That may be free depending on where you are. And get a therapist if you can afford it. Whether you stay with him or not, this is gonna mess with you for a while. Lastly, I am so sorry. You've been dealt a sucky hand that you don't deserve. I'm sorry you're going through this. This is a very difficult situation to be in considering you have a child already and are currently pregnant. I would suggest he needs to immediately agree to marriage counseling. It is perfectly acceptable to be pissed and to leave him, but the counseling can help either way. If you are going to divorce, you will need a plan in place. Keep proof of all infidelity that you can and do not get rid of it even if you decide to stay with him. Is he sorry? Is he actively trying to show you he's sorry? He should also remove all of those profiles and remove a password from his phone. Not so you can snoop, but to prove he has nothing to hide. This is a chance for both of you to prove you trust each other. Him showing he isn't screwing up and you resisting checking up on him. That's if you even want to stay. Good luck, and if you have any questions I'd be happy to help. Stay strong for the little ones, you got this. Your son will be better off with divorced parents than he will if he grows up knowing about his father's infidelities, and he will almost certainly know. Your husband is never going to stop cheating, and kids pick up on this kind of thing remarkably quickly.